Hey, Scalar fans, Ted Creighton here from the Scalar Group. And listen, I wanted to take the next 2 minutes or so and just talk about the 6 strategic mistakes that a lot of businesses make as they're trying to grow their business. Let's start with number one. Number one is people tend to focus on what their business is, not what their business does. This is critical because really what you want to do is you want to really focus on what does your business do for your customers? What is it you do that delights your customer? What is it you do that actually makes sure that you're solving the problem that they really have? And so focus on that rather than what is my business. So if you're a construction business, okay, you're in the construction business, but what is it and how do you actually engage with your customers? Number two is not understanding completely who your target market is. A lot of companies say they do it, but I'll tell you right now, a lot of companies don't do it. They really, really, or you really, really need to understand who is my ideal client, what is my target market, demographically, what do they look like, where do they hang out, what is it that they're actually, what are their problems, what are their issues, fully understanding sort of the narrower market so you can really get inside their heads and really understand their needs and their problems. Understanding your target market is probably one of the most fundamental things to your business, but it's certainly one of the more fundamental things to growing your business. Number three is really failing to differentiate yourself versus your competition. And when you really think about this, is differentiation is one of those things where there's value in differentiation, but sometimes it's hard. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not easy to differentiate yourself versus your competition, but there's value in doing it for two reasons. One is you can really convey why you're different, why you're special, and that will certainly get people's attention. Second thing is it'll allow you to separate yourself from other people so price doesn't become an issue. So if there's any way you can differentiate yourself versus your competition, all the better. Which brings us to number four. People really don't understand their competitors. So understanding your competitors is critical. And when you think about it, you really do have to understand the competitive landscape out there to really understand what your strategy should be. So let's think about it. You've got many competitors out there. What do they do? How do they do it? What do they price? How do they engage with their clients? Knowing enough about the competitive landscape out there will, again, allow you to understand what you're doing right, what you should be doing differently, and certainly what's going to differentiate you versus them, which goes back to number three. Number five is failing to see bottlenecks as you're starting to grow. So you're growing your business, all of a sudden you get into a bottleneck. Could be operations, could be marketing, could be sales, but you're always going to run into bottlenecks. And there's a few things that have to happen. One is you're going to have to anticipate them. You don't want to do something about them when you run face first into them. So you want to anticipate them. You want to be able to have a plan to get rid of them, and then obviously get rid of them. So anticipating bottlenecks and getting rid of bottlenecks as your business grows is a critical piece. And last but not least is focus most of your activity. So good businesses focus most of their activity on profit making. So businesses that are challenged focus on whatever activity comes towards them. I'm a big follower of the 80-20 rule. I would like to make sure that people spend 80% of their time on the 20% of the activities that's going to give them the leverage that they need. And so it's really key to understand what are those trivial few things that you're going to need to grow your business. Focus on those and spend 80% of your activity there. Because again, that's going to help you, A, in time management, B, getting really focused on what is it that I need to grow. So I hope these have helped, and there will be some more tips coming up in the near future, and have a great day. Bye.